Hello, I'm Bishop Peggy Johnson from the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference of the United Methodist Church. And with me today is Reverend Dawn Taylor Storm. She was the head of the delegation for the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference at our recent session of General Conference in St. Louis. And we're here today just to give some reflections about this event. It certainly was a whirlwind time. Lots of things are still up in the air, but we know one thing for sure. And that is we have a mission of making disciples for Jesus Christ, for the transformation of the world. And that still is our mission. And we also have the privilege of doing the works of Christ out in the world where people don't know the love of Christ. And we can still be the hands and feet of Christ out there doing the things that need doing. And we will continue to work on our issues with human sexuality and homosexuality, but we are very much a part of God's work, even as we don't always agree on the same things. And so during this time, there has been lots of conversation about homosexuality. The LGBTQIA community has been deeply wounded by the results of General Conference, because people who are gay, transgender, queer, feel that this is their identity. And to hear that this is really a sin is hurtful. And so I apologize to this community for the hurt that has been inflicted on them at this time. And I pray someday we'll work through this so that we can understand each other better as we continue to have holy conferencing and working together doing Jesus' work. And now I'll ask Reverend Dawn to give some reflections about the General Conference itself.
As many of you are aware, at General Conference, the traditional plan passed. Elements are now before the Judicial Council for review and will be reviewed in April of this year. In addition, the plan for dissolution, which passed, has also been referred to the Judicial Council from the Council of Bishops, and it again will be reviewed. If it does pass, churches will have an option of leaving the United Methodist Church with their property and assets after pension and annual conference obligations have been met. But again, we're waiting till April. In the meantime, I always like that phrase, think globally, act locally. And so I invite you to become engaged in the United Methodist Church. I was inspired by the 15,000 plus young people who are watching with us at General Conference. And right now is a time to contact your district office to serve as an equalizing lay delegate to annual conference, to become involved even in the life of your district, to serve on DCOMs and Board of Ordained Ministries. Right now is a time to engage with one another. I remember as a child, Bishop Johnson, when my sister put a line of masking tape down our room, and she stood on one side and I stood on the other. And I want to caution us for that temptation to stay on our side. Instead, I pray that we'll engage with one another even more, because in this time of Lent, Jesus is the one who rips up the masking tape, and he stands there for us all. I look forward to working together as we move forward as the United Methodist Church, and especially here in Eastern Pennsylvania.